Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So late last year, I asked you guys over on Instagram what your biggest struggle was when it comes to organizing your desk. And in today's video, I hope to answer most of your questions by walking you through how I keep my desk organized. And after my desk tour, I will also answer a handful of your most frequently asked questions. My intention is that you can use this video as a guide to help you get organized, or it can help tease out some of the ideas that are already floating around in your head. So I hope you find this video helpful. To give you some context, my husband and I live in a 500 square foot one-bedroom home. I don't have a separate office, and my desk is in a corner of our bedroom, and I work mostly from home making YouTube videos and coaching my clients. Now, my desk is the only space in our home that's all mine, and it's very sacred to me. And fun fact, our place came fully furnished, and my desk is the only piece of furniture I own, so that definitely adds to how special it is to me. It also functions as my nightstand and vanity, as you'll soon see. Because we live in a small space, it's allowed me to be more creative and intentional with what I decide to keep and how I store my stuff so they're right there when I need it. Here's what I always keep on my desk. My desk has 3 drawers and they're pretty shallow. They're about 1.5 inches high or roughly 4 centimeters. So let's get into what's inside. The left one functions as my nightstand drawer. In the back, I have these external hard drives, and I access these about once a week, and I like that they're black so you can't really see that they're there, and they also keep the contents of the drawer from shifting around. This middle one functions as my vanity since it contains mostly makeup products. One key thing for me is that I try to keep everything as visible as possible so that I know that I have it and that I actually use it. For example, I try not to keep anything in the deep dark corners of a drawer because if I can't see it, then I'll likely forget that it's there. In that case, I might end up buying doubles of something that I don't really need. I love these trays and bins from Muji. I've had most of these since I lived in Korea, and I recently added a couple more. The right drawer contains mostly office supplies. And you may be wondering, you only have one drawer for office supplies? Well, as an office supplies planner, pen, stationery junkie, I'll show you where I store everything else. These are the items that I most frequently use when I'm working, filming, or journaling. One of the questions I received from you guys is, what do you do about not having enough space? And I have additional storage apart from my desk where I keep things. I got this organizer from IKEA last year. I store quite a bit of miscellaneous things in here, as you can see. And some items like my baby shoes and the little toys, they do have a separate home. It's just a little bit out of reach for me right now, like on top of our closet. So that needs to get moved eventually, but everything else is here to stay. I used to use these hands a bit more frequently when I was doing Instagram stories, and I just kind of like them for like random props sometimes, so I keep them close to me. So the second one is a storage bin that I got from Muji. It's zippered and it's made of this like canvas material that I really like. I got these food containers when we bought ham from Costco, and the ham inside came like wrapped in plastic, and so there was really no food residue that got onto it, and I just thought these plastic containers were easily reusable, so I decided to house some more of my office supplies. I like keeping these in here because they're not ones that I use every day. It's only really for certain occasions. Back here I have a clipboard and some notebooks that I use once in a while, not enough to keep on my desk, and then I have 2 blank ones that I'm planning to use. And this is probably my favorite thing in here, which is my bag of washi tape. And I realize I have pens in here that don't belong, so I'm just putting them where they should be. It's a collection I've been building for years, and I use these when I journal, write cards, or even wrap gifts. I usually get a lot of questions about this paranoia sticker, and I got it on Etsy years ago, but I haven't been able to find it since. In this corner of my bedroom is a stack of books as well as some of my journals that I often reference, and so I like to keep them close to me. For the rest of our books, we have a storage space above our closet that acts like a bookshelf, and most of my husband's books are up there, as well as some of mine. I have these 2 boxes near me so that I can collect my empties, and that way when I sit down to prep for my monthly beauty videos, they're nearby. Another thing I keep close by is my work bag that I take with me when I work from outside of the home. So here are some of the more frequently asked questions that may not have been answered during my desk tour. Number 1, what do you do about things piling up and getting easily cluttered? I can definitely relate to this one because as much as I like to keep my desk clean, it does get cluttered pretty easily. So I would start off by saying that one of the things I know for sure about myself is that if my desk is messy, and I think I've mentioned this many times in my previous organization videos, but if my desk is cluttered or messy, I 100% do not want to be here. I don't want to work, I don't want to film videos, and it only adds to my procrastination. And because I know this about myself, there are 2 things I always try to do. The first one being I tidy up between tasks as much as I can. So for example, when I am doing my makeup to get ready to shoot a video, inevitably, my makeup products and tools, they end up on my desk. So before I even begin the next task, which is to set up my camera and everything to shoot, I will put away all the makeup items. So I close the chapter in that first task before beginning the second one. If I'm getting ready to hop on a call with a client, again, I'll put the things away and I'll only have the things out that I actually need for the call. And most of the time that's just some earphones, a notebook, and a pen, and everything else I've really tried to remove all the distractions. So that's something I try to do between tasks throughout the day. Now the second thing I always do is I tidy my desk if it's the last thing I do before I get into bed with the next day in mind. Again, knowing myself really well, I know that I want to get up and I get excited to work when I start with the clean slate in the morning. And because I try to tidy up after the completion of each task, so I'm doing these mini tidies throughout the day, honestly, at the end of the day, I don't have an accumulation of things, right? So there really is much less to put away. So some of the things that I might do, and it will probably take me 5 minutes before I actually hop into bed, it might be taking a coffee mug to the sink, or putting away the pens that I've finished using after journaling or taking notes and planning for the next day. It might just be putting away my earphones from the call that I had into my office supply drawer. So my goal really is to think about future Jenn, to think about Jenn tomorrow morning, and to set her up for success as much as I can. The second question is, how do you keep it organized once organized? So when it comes to my desk, everything on it, in it, around it, they're all here intentionally because I designed it to be that way. And for each item, they all have a home here, and they're all things that I frequently use. I would say that's the biggest thing. Now, our needs can change over time. So if I find that there's something that's taking up room here that I'm really not reaching for, it's not serving me for the work that I need to do here, then I can either decide then to maybe store it somewhere else, or maybe it's time to donate it and give it a new home. The next question is, how do you store small items? And I feel like this might have already been answered in my desk tour, but I did want to specifically point these out. When I make purchases and they come in little boxes, I tried to picture how I could reuse or repurpose each box. So for example, this is from my Kihei Weiss lip balm, and the Kihei Weiss boxes are beautiful. They're sturdy. It's kind of got this pebbled leather look, but they're thick boxes, and they're so small and cute that this is perfect for my earplugs, right? So I like to hold on to these nice boxes when they do come around. Another example of holding on to small boxes, this is from a Kihei Weiss lip gloss, and this perfectly fits 2 of my tweezers. Ta-da! So yeah, this kind of stuff is really, really satisfying for me. Apple products, I love their boxes. The bottom part of the box, it has that construction that kind of is molded to whatever Apple product it contains, and they can be a pain in the ass to get out. I've had to ask my husband to use a box cutter and just carve it out. So what I typically do is I'll save the lid. This is the lid to my AirPods Pro, and I'll use it to store little trinkets. Right now it's only housing the stickers that I use to write down the expiration date of products. Like this, my little container of melatonin. If I can't find little boxes and things to repurpose, and if I must go out and buy one, my personal recommendation and my favorite for keeping everything looking simple and clean and minimal and just great quality at affordable prices, my number 1 recommendation is Muji. I have been shopping with them for 15 plus years. I feel like I'm dating myself. It's been a long time, and that's my go-to. So I hope you found this video helpful and that it even gave you a few ideas if you felt stuck about sorting out your desk. More organization videos to come, so make sure you're subscribed to my channel, hit the notification bell so that you don't miss it when I upload, and check out some of my recent videos in the meanwhile. If you have any organization related requests, leave them in the comments below. I'm also planning on asking and polling my audience on Instagram for my next organization video, so follow me there if you'd like. Thanks so much for spending time with me here, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.